Catherine Gibson for AAM Insight. Today, I'm here with Mbarka Bouaida, Chair of the Moroccan Parliament's Foreign Affairs, National Defense, and Religious Issues Committee. In 2007, at the age of 32, Mbarka became the youngest elected member of the Moroccan Parliament. She's visiting multiple cities in the United States to discuss Moroccan development, women's rights, and U.S.-African relations. Mbarka, thank you so much for joining me today. What inspired you to get involved in politics at such a young age?
The first reason why I did want to get engaged in politics was just this engagement feeling to do something for my country. I did study abroad, and after finishing my studies, I was asking myself either I want to have a great life and maybe keep living in Europe. I did study in Europe, or going back to my country and try to help to do something for my people. Also to be a part of this change movement, big movement that started in Morocco by the beginning of the 2000s.
And how did the older career type politicians react to someone as young as you coming in and, learning, getting started?
As a woman and as a young woman, maybe at the beginning, it was really hard because first it is always very hard for women to get accepted into politics world, but also for young people. And at the beginning, no one really could take me seriously. When I was talking, they were like, "Oh, she's nice, she's cute, but she's so naive. She doesn't know anything about politics." And this is very hard for me at the beginning to accept it. I had to make, and I still have to make, double efforts to get accepted. And also there is another point, is our legitimacy as a woman. In Morocco, integrating politics was and still very difficult and very hard to get. I believe it is the same problem in other countries. But since 2002, we did vote a new quota system to allow women representation, a minimum women representation. And since then, we have now 10% of women in the parliament.
You represent a district called the Commune of Anfa in Casablanca, one of the economic centers of Morocco. As a young parliamentarian, do you feel particularly tied into the youth concerns of your district? And what do you think those concerns are in your district?
I am very concerned about youth problems and youth issues. First, because they just come to me, all of them. Unfortunately, we don't have enough representation in the parliament as a youth. However, Moroccan population is very young. The main issue we work on is the job research. Everybody is looking for a job. They are trying to build their life. They are trying to get integrated in new jobs. We have some problems with education system in Morocco. We have definitely some problems with job orientation also. So sometimes I just serve as a counselor to try to orient them to do the great job they can do.
And in a larger sense, you're here in the United States to present Morocco's national plan at the UN and talk about how Morocco is working towards the UN's Millennium Development Goals. Where do education and poverty and job issues fit into that national plan?
We started from the idea that first we have to recognize our social problems. We are a poor country, we have poverty, we have illiteracy, we have a lack of education, we have a lack of infrastructure, so we have to work on this, on the basics, right? And that's how the national plan came up within a very original initiative called the National Human Development Initiative. This is great philosophy. It is a great philosophy of life, trying to integrate poor classes into the system and improve their quality of life and create a medium social class. The education, well, the good thing about the education program we made is that now we have more than 90% of girls, very, very young girls, they go to school in rural area and urban area. You know that rural area in Morocco is almost 50% of the territory of Moroccan territory. What we are trying to promote more in Morocco is our Moroccan identity. This is important to say, well, we are first Moroccan. It's not we are first Muslim, we are first Moroccan. The Islam is our religion, and it's the constitutional religion. It's not. This is not the question.
And how is the electorate reacting to that idea?
I think the quality of life and the life level impacts a lot on whether or not we can be extremists or not. I think this is very important when you see some regions where we have more poverty, and especially urban regions. If you go to rural regions in Morocco, they're not affected by Islam extremism. They're not affected at all. But if you go to urban regions, they are affected by Islamism extremism.
And why do you think that is?
From my point of view, when you see this rural immigration from the rural areas to the urban areas, unfortunately, they lose some very important human values, such as solidarity and being in a family environment and sharing like good and great values. Once they lose it, they are completely lost. And because we had till 2003, unfortunately, an important network, mosque network that was not controlled by the government, because we had this tradition that everybody can build its own mosque if you can, or just you can just open a place in your house and say, well, this can be a mosque. And in 2003, we did stop it. We said, well, no, it can't happen anymore. Opening a mosque, it has to be an bureaucratic procedure, something a legal procedure. It has to have certain criteria, and we have to control also all the speeches in the mosque. And I think it's a good thing for us.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Kathleen.